Oh, Susanna.
Oh, Susanna.
Oh, Susanna.
Someone call me? I'll be with you in a moment.
Gale Storm Show. Oh.
Keep your mind on the game, boy.
Uncle knows best.
Hard to get. That's 14 points.
You add beautifully, Mr. Rockwell. Looking forward to Tangier tonight?
Am I? Those folks in Iowa will never believe it when I get back and tell them I was actually in the Casbah. You couldn't arrange to have me shanghaied by a woman of mystery wanted by the police of 4 continents, could you?
I'll do my best. Excuse me.
I wonder if he's there.
If who's where?
They say there's a man for every woman and vice versa. I wonder if mine is Pepe Lamoka.
Wouldn't he be a little young for you?
Not when I get through with him. Well, back to the beauty parlor. I've got to make a blonde out of a brunette and a redhead out of a blonde. What some women won't do to catch a man.
Not that one.
Oh, Miss Petersen. She'd be a challenge even to me and all my magic potions.
Hi.
Oh, hello. You're Miss Palmer, the ship's social director, aren't you?
I am. And you're trying to get me fired.
Me? Well, all I've done is just sit here.
That's right. Ever since we left Marseille. You see, it's my job to keep it gay, make the passengers have fun in spite of themselves.
Fun?
Like in deck tennis, Scrabble, quoits. You look like we ought to start with Scrabble. It's not too strenuous, but puts you in contact with the outside world. Come on. I know a passenger who'll be holding your hand before you can spell, but I hardly know you.
That's Scrabble?
On board ship it is.
I say there, beautiful. The captain desires your presence immediately.
But I didn't do anything. Or did I?
Unless you've changed, you did. You'd better hurry.
Just as soon as I get Miss Petersen into a Scrabble game. Did the captain seem calm?
Cool as an iceberg.
That means he's boiling inside. You see, we have a captain who doesn't understand me sometimes. Not that I do either. Gentlemen, I'd like you to know Miss Petersen.
20 million francs in stolen jewels. Oh, what makes you think they're on my ship?
Simple logic, Captain. They were stolen in Marseille yesterday. Yours was the only ship to sail last night.
We've had a series of these robberies. Always the jewels turn up at the Casbah, in Tangier.
Just like in the movies.
Now, except for yourself, no one knows on board that we are of the police, so please let's keep it that way.
Oh, by all means. Come in.
You wanted to see me, Captain Huxley?
I don't know who she is or what she did, but she is guilty.
You're telling me. All right, gentlemen, I'll be only too happy to cooperate.
Who are they?
Sit down, Miss Pomeroy.
No, sir, not when you use that tone of voice.
I have here a letter. A letter from Mrs. Roger Alfred. She was on our last cruise. Would you like to read it?
A personal letter addressed to you? I wouldn't dream of...
Read it!
Yes, sir. She has lovely handwriting.
I am not interested in her penmanship, Miss Pomeroy. Did you or did you not introduce her to Lord Percy of Cornwall?
Well, she was dying to meet a title.
The only title Lord Percy has is the title of heavyweight wrestling champion. Now, did you or did you not know that?
Well, he looked more like a lord than most lords do.
Oh, Miss Pomeroy, you are driving me to the brink of... No, I must control myself. Now, for the millionth time, will you tell me what your job is?
To entertain our passengers at all times.
And not do what?
And not to meddle in their private lives, nor try to solve their personal problems.
I have never heard it said more insincerely.
Captain Huxley, if it means that much to you, I mean it.
Then will you please not baby our passengers or big sister them? Just social director them?
If it'll make you happy.
Miss Pomeroy, it'll make me delirious.
I promised the captain I'm going to keep my promise. I don't want to know what happened. What happened?
Well, first the young man took a good look at me, and that reminded me he had a date to go swimming.
Oh, that still left you his uncle. He's kind of cute. Wide and cute.
He's really more my type, the solid type. But then he accused me of cheating because I made a word he didn't know. Zarf.
Zarf? Oh, you mean Fraz fell backwards.
No, seriously. Z-A-R-F. It's a metal stand like an urn to hold a fin jab.
Boy, you must be a real whiz at Scrabble.
No, it's my job to know all kinds of odd things. Back home, I work for the Universal Encyclopedia. Proofreading and research. I'm gonna leave the ship at the next port and go home.
Well, now, what's all this crazy talk about going home?
Over 5 years now, I've scrimped and saved for a trip abroad. Follow the sun around the world. Romance and adventure for all except me. I bought new clothes, and I tried to join into the fun, but I'm the same old washout here I was at home. Miss Pomeroy, what's wrong with me?
You're too normal, that's what's wrong. You've got to stop being yourself.
After all these years?
Miss Petersen.
Helga.
Helga, if I know Nugie, you won't know who you are a few hours from now.
Nugie?
Well, she can't seem to do a thing for herself, but what she does for other people... Tell me, how do you see yourself?
The continental woman of mystery.
Laughing girl? You know who?
Miss Pomeroy. Have you been out in the sun too long?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Aye, sir. Shall we be off? Voila! Who is that?
Am I really so different?
I'd stake what's left of my reputation that after this cruise, you'll have a dowry that'll last you the rest of your life.
You're fascinating, whoever you are.
Do you have a black dress? Women of mystery always wear black.
Yes, I have one, but I've been afraid to wear it. I didn't realize the V was so V.
Sounds perfect. Now, the final touch. A single gleaming emerald.
Emerald?
Genuine costume jewelry. Well, what do you think? I don't know how I do it. Susanna, we've got to change her back into a pumpkin.
Oh, you and your psychic itch.
You know this only happens just before we get into trouble, and this is big trouble. Would you mind being yourself again?
Not a chance.
Don't pay any attention to Nugie. You just stroll along the promenade, aloof, minding your own business, letting people wonder who you are.
By the way, who am I?
Just tell them you're you, Helga Petersen. They'll never believe it anyway once the rumor gets started. Oh, dear. What rumor?
The one you're going to start in a beauty salon.
Me?
The 3 fastest means of communication: telephone, telegraph, and telewoman.
Well, shall we go, my dear Countess?
Of course.
Merci.
How does one apprehend a woman of 1,000 faces with not a single picture of her in our police files? Oh, descriptions, yes, but they're all different.
It is a challenge, Inspector. And what a feather in your cap if you capture her.
Inspector Brissac catches the elusive thief who calls herself the Countess. No, it will not be easy, Pierre. She is remarkable at disguise.
I know. She's a woman of 1,000 parts. Sometimes she is the shy little mouse. Another time, la femme fatale. Another...
Je vous demande pardon, mademoiselle, but the interesting woman in black, do you know who she is?
Well, she says she's Helga Petersen, but it's all over the ship. She's really a countess, traveling incognito. That's French for I'm somebody else.
Je vous remercie beaucoup, mademoiselle. She is traveling under an alias, Incognito.
I'm beginning to get messages again.
Oh, relax, Nugie. Nothing's going to happen.
If the captain finds out that we've invented a phony countess,
Be sensible. He'd be the last one on the ship to fall for it.
I don't see Helga anywhere.
I told her to come in late, you know, make an entrance.
Whew. She did. You'll never believe with who.
With whom?
Well, you'll never believe whom's with who.
Now, I simply won't take no for an answer, Countess. You must sit at my table.
Countess! But I am simply plain Helga Petersen.
Yes, we know. We'll respect your incognito, Countess.
Oh.
Nugie, stop biting your nails.
I've only got 2 more to go. What's happening?
The Countess has Mr. Rockwell down for the count.
Oh, but surely you don't mean that, Mr. Rockwell.
Don't I? Imagine me sitting right next to a real live countess.
Oh, Countess. But I make no claim to be a countess. I'm simple, plain.
Helga Petersen, yes, we know, Countess.
Oh. Thank you.
I lit a countess cigarette. With this.
Well, now that match has a history. As I'm sure that unusual emerald has, Countess.
Unusual? Why, it's only costume jewelry.
Oh.
A very clever woman. You have the key to her room? What better time to search it than now?
Susanna, why couldn't we start another rumor? Another rumor?
Yes, that she isn't really a countess, but, well, just herself, plain Helga Petersen.
Well, it might get us off the hook, but what would it do to her? She's happy, Nugie, probably for the first time in her life. We couldn't just... Well, I'd feel like a murderess. Let's face it. We've created a... Well, you've heard of Pygmalion.
I've also heard of Frankenstein.
We'll think of something.
Not me. I'm too nervous to think. I'm going down and try to read myself to sleep. What'd you do with that new mystery book, 7 Bodies Under the Bed?
It's right next to your pillow.
The Countess is even more clever than we thought.
You did not really expect to find any jewels in the cabin, did you? We will wait until she goes ashore at Tangier. Come on.
Yes? No.
Alone for a change?
How's my favorite piano player?
Just taking 5. Who do you think we've got on board?
A real countess who claims she isn't.
That we got. But we also got some jewel thieves.
Jewel thieves?
Yeah, got on board at Marseille and are going to bail out at Tangier.
How did you find out, you gossip monger?
Does Macy's tell Gimbals? I've got spies spying on the spies who are spying for me. Uh-oh. Back to the 88. Join me later for a quick chorus.
Jewel thieves?
Jewel thieves.
I thought I was getting an echo. What jewel thieves?
I just saw them coming out of Helga's cabin. They were after jewels. There they are.
Wait a minute. One of them is the man who asked us about her, remember? Nuji, if you're right, this could solve everything.
My nimble brain doesn't follow you.
Don't you see, the captain would have to forgive us about Helga if we saved the ship from a couple of international jewel thieves, wouldn't he?
Come on, you sold me.
Keep them here while you search their cabin.
Oh, I can't go into a man's room alone. What will people say?
No one's going to be there, and who's going to tell on you? You?
Well, you know what a big blabbermouth I am.
Well, it's late, and we have a long day's work tomorrow. Come along, dear, huh?
Gentlemen, you're not leaving, or the fun's just beginning.
A man needs his sleep, especially for tomorrow, considering the work we have to do in Tangier.
Well, you can't leave until I sing you a lullaby.
A lullaby?
Well, you look like a couple of devotees of le jazz hot.
A lullaby in jazz?
And rock and roll. Wait till you digue this.
Hi.
Hi.
Something in E-flat? 2-bar intro? You name it. Wagner, Bizet, Puccini?
The lullaby bit.
Me, who went to the conservatory.
Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock, 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 little cradle, rock, 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 little cradle, rock, 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 little cradle, blow in the treetop top. When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and rock, 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 little cradle, rock, 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 little baby, roll, 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 crazy cradle, rock and roll, rock and roll.
Jewel thieves strike again. Just don't ask any foolish questions or you'll get an awful foolish answer.
Well, I sort of promised Mr. Rockwell I'd go to the ship's dance at the hotel with him. But if you need me to help you catch those thieves, you know I'd do anything for you.
Thanks, Helga. Now, when we dock, you and Nuji go to this nightclub in the Casbah, Le Chat Moor, the Dead Cat.
Does it have to be dead?
You'll be perfectly safe. Now, the 2 crooks will follow you, and some of the boys from the crew will follow them.
It's like a funeral procession. Mine. Suzanne was right. They followed us.
Bakshish, for the love of Allah, bakshish. Give me a dime for a cup of coffee.
That small native girl. Perhaps she's the contact.
Looks like everybody's here.
Where are the men from the ship?
If my poor mother in Yorkshire could only see me now.
Okay, Helga, go into your hat. I'll be with the boys.
My, Countess, what a simply smashing bauble.
Could she be signaling someone? See how she flashes a diamond bracelet?
Whoever contacts her is our man. Perhaps even the ringleader.
Countess, thank heaven you're safe. Luckily, I found the taxi driver who drove you here. Don't you realize something terrible could happen to you in a place like this?
Mr. Rockwell, we're all right.
Your jewels. You better let me take care of them.
There is our man.
Mr. Rockwell, you've got to get out of here.
Take your hands off of me. Why, it's Susanna.
Help!
Take your hands off me!
I can't wait to see Captain Huxley's face when he hears how I caught the jewel thieves.
You've done it again, Miss Potter. But this time like you've never done it before. Your Honor, I'm perfectly willing to put up bail for the others, but this one is your permanent guest. Well, aren't you going to cry and plead for me to change my mind?
No, I deserve what I'm going to get.
I presume you are referring to the reward money.
Reward money for what? Starting a common brawl in the Kasbah? Having two of my passengers, including Nucci, spend the night in the jail?
Oh, nobody told you.
Told me what? Nobody's told me anything. After all, I'm only the captain.
Well, it was like this, you see. After they locked us up, those French detectives spotted two men who had just been arrested for going through a red light.
And our very smart detectives very smartly recognized them and searched their automobile. And for this, your very charming Mademoiselle Pomeroy should receive a portion of the reward, n'est-ce pas?
Doesn't anything you ever do wrong turn out wrong for you?
Congratulate us, folks. Helga is going to be Mrs. Sylvester Rockwell, and I'm going to be the happiest man alive.
Also the thinnest. After the diet I'm going to put you on.
Isn't it wonderful? The Countess turned out to be just plain folks like us, and they're going to live happily ever and so forth.
What was your question again, Captain Huxley?
Doesn't anything you do wrong ever turn out wrong for you?
Come with me to the Kasbah, mon capitaine, and we will seek the answer together.
Well, go ahead and ask me how it happened. Everyone else has.
All right. How did it happen?
Well, you won't believe this, but I was walking through the Kasbah late last night when I startled some poor woman as I came around the corner. She swung her purse at me, and pow! Then she ran.
Oh, good morning, Captain. Good morning, Suzanne. You'll never believe what happened to me in the Cosville last night. And it was only this purse that saved me. You see, I was going around the corner, and there was a man in a white suit. Well, I just let him have it, Howie. You'll never believe me. You know something? I believe both of you.